What's up everybody, it's Kiyodo and welcome back to another SMT Dx2 video. Today we're going to be showcasing a common favorite support demon, Ananta. Now Ananta is very popular to have in purple because it gives you a triple buff of Auto Taruka, Auto Rakuka, and Auto Sakuka. So it's basically like Luster Candy, but you get them at the start of the round, which gives your team an explosive start. So you have a very good defense, you have a strong attack, and it lasts for 3 whole turns, and usually within 3 turns you can kind of kill off your opponent or at least have them very close to dead. So the reason why purple is most favorited on Ananta is because you get the Auto Taruka buff as your awakened skill. Having that extra attack buff is actually really nice unless you have another demon that gives that to you. Then you don't really need 2 if you're going first, or you might want it if you're going second. Now, I really think that Ananta is pretty linear because it has a force weakness, so you might want to cover that, especially because in this meta you do get punished for not covering force. But on the other hand, if you don't cover it and you're using your Ananta mostly for offense, then it has a little bit more versatility in being more aggressive. So there's really only 2 ways that you would build an Ananta, and that's for straight up support or debuffing. So debuffing would mean that you're throwing on a skill like Fog Breath, Acid Breath, or War Cry in order to debuff your enemy or remove their buffs from the beginning. Or you could go the other route with just healing and keep your Ananta alive to keep your team topped off against demons that have high damage. But if you do that, it really makes Ananta a sitting duck because honestly you don't need the heals all the time. It might just be better to have debuffs or both, honestly, because sometimes your opponent doesn't have force type moves. So lastly, looking at the brands for Ananta, it is very common to have divine brands because you want to probably get a 6 cost skill off like Fog Breath, War Cry, or Acid Breath, so those cost 6 mana, whereas if you're using the debuffs that only debuff 1 type, then it only costs you 5, so you could go with a life brand if you wanted to there. Then you can pair it off with something like ward brands, or if you don't think they're going to stick you with ailment, you can just run other things like shield or guard brands instead to help it stay alive longer. So I'm going to be playing with a few of my teams to showcase how Ananta works, as opposed to Amaterasu, especially in this meta. So maybe you can decide between the two, Ananta and Amaterasu. Let me know what you think in the comment section, which one is better. Personally, if I could choose between the two, I would pick Amaterasu, but Amaterasu is mostly better on slower teams, so I would say that Ananta is better on faster teams, so if you want a healer in that matchup, maybe take a look at the two and then see which one you need more. Alright, I hope you enjoy the following clips. Okay, let's take a look at this team, because this team is not very orthodox, not something that we usually see. First up, Mott. Not a common demon, but also in purple, Life Surge, so that's going to be staying alive for the most part, spamming Megadolone most likely. And yeah, it is going to give the enemy press turns, so something we have to worry about. The extra damage is like, whatever, I mean, the buff is there, but it's not really that relevant. Looking at Cert, which is purple, kind of weird, no instance. But I guess, because Fire Pierce allows it to just ignore a lot of defense. So this thing's probably looking to one-shot me. Not sure if it's divine brands or not, but we'll have to see about that. Ragnarok, kind of scary. Teal Seth. As opposed to the clear one, because clear probably not so good in PvP, but teal, yeah, covers resist fire. Gotcha skill comes with assassin, so I'm pretty sure they didn't take that one off because Quaz. Gonna be a big deal if we don't ailment that person. Same with Cert. And then Heka, purple, which is weird because you'd probably want the defense buff with this team that's super tanky. But sure, there's purple. Maybe they have autos in here that I'm not really seeing right now. So I'm gonna bring in the Ananta because we're going first. When you're going first, it's a lot easier to bring in Ananta. Otherwise going second, I feel like it's much easier to bring in Amaterasu. Just because Amaterasu does more, honestly. And more efficiently, just the higher cost of MP, which you can easily do on turn 2. So it's person to person. Starting this off with a regular combo, using Eileen because we might just get the Lucky Pass in between the Barrier Break, which is what I want to do. So, pass, and then Barrier Break, and then see if we can get this Lucky Press. If we don't, it's like whatever, we still have the turns for it. Oh, Lucky Skip, whatever. Yeah, but it's ours, we got it. Boom, that's what I was looking for. Everybody's hit, so all good in the hood. Don't have to worry about nothing. And I'm just gonna see Elect Weakness covered on Mott. Interesting choice. That Seth isn't actually hitting that hard, and I thought it would. Which is good for me. Yeah, finally it crits. Finally. But you're already dead. thanks to Ananta's ability to give me auto luster candy, basically. So we're probably gonna kill most of them here. Yep, and finishing off, I'll probably still use damage. Can't kill the Mott just yet. Well. Giving them extra press turns can be a problem, especially if they're critting. But, looks like it's not going to be a problem that we have to deal with right away. Or at all. Ooh, lucky skip. Super nice thing to have Eileen, especially if you're using Thor for the Mjolnir. Get that for sure 5-hit. Sometimes I like to take in the Ananta with my anti-Phys combo with Ket's Ailment, just because you get the triple buff right away, and otherwise I don't have many other ways to buff my team. So yeah, we're going to be doing that, especially because we're going first, and this looks to be a double stance team. Yep. So, this guy built for damage. Ragnarok going to be a big deal. Yoshi and Teal, which is a little bit weird, but okay, I mean, like, why not? So, Ananta's in here too. So, Ananta, giving them the buffs, looks like it's relatively tanky. Maybe a debuffer, so I want to try to silence that right away. And then Zhonghui, holy moly, 977 HP. Wow, what's the attack stat? And it's only 1500 for that low in HP. Wow. Oh, wow, they didn't invest into their ZK at all. Yeah, I think this is going to be a slaughter. Think so. Especially because we had the auto Taruka buff from Purple Ananta, especially. Come on, let's go. I just want to beat them up really fast. I have a feeling that Zhonghui's not going to be a big deal. And then Yoshi's probably going to be a bigger deal. We'll have to see. Because, like, I don't know. Cert against my team's relatively tanky and doesn't die. So, I don't know. He does some pretty good brands to one-shot him. Jesus, all the buffs passing through. So, they all have barrier, good sign. When they have barrier, that means that usually they didn't invest. And that means that we hit 3 of them. Okay. Pretty lucky. The drain really helps Yoshi there. Though it doesn't really matter too much. We're just gonna be able to... Yep, okay. Yeah, we got hit by a debuff, but that's what I figured. And, yep, this turn order looks pretty good, so we're just gonna be passing through, using skills to attack. Mainly for Trumpeter, though, because Ketz is gonna be my other attacker, and he doesn't really do too much. I don't really need to heal anybody, but we're gonna do it. This is kind of the reason why I'd rather have a aggressive Ananta with debuffs. But I didn't have one, because I'm dumb. I should have. Learn from my mistakes, people, please. Because Ananta just sits there, does nothing, really. Oh boy, lucky skip. Oh, another one. Didn't need it. Thank you. And then just gets stuck, doing nothing, like this. I can heal, but I don't even need the heals. Everybody's, well, quite alive. And, yeah. We don't have to deal with this at all. I don't know why they left the weak point open on Force, because a lot of people have Quets, you know, Kets, whatever you want to call it. But, I mean, there is Kuhu Lane still out there, and especially Susano wrecking people up on Orcus teams, and then some Hekkas that don't cover it. So you should really cover Resist Force out of the 2 weaknesses if you have like 2 or more. Against Charm teams, I feel like Templar Dragon works better than Eileen. In most cases, just because they're usually squishy units, like Yataragasu and Kuhu Lane. Although Ketz and Alila aren't really squishy, they still pretty much almost die, which is exactly the point. So let's take a look at their team first. Yeah, anti-Phys, this is exactly what we're expecting, probably life brands. Really low HP Kuhu Lane, but sure, it's probably there for damage only. Yada is super tanky for some reason, wow. That's like the tankiest Yada I've seen. But it's purple, so it's made for anti-Phys. And Alilot, super squishy for some reason, less than 1600 HP. Wow, that's definitely some sort of ailment Alilot. And doesn't look like they have too much going for them, so that's good for us. Gotta bring in the Silent Prayer Kin Mammon. Prayer works fine too, if you have that, or if you have either, honestly, which they're gacha only, I believe, so it's hard to get them. but you want to eventually get them to fight these Ailment teams. It's kind of the hard part about gacha games. This one you don't get the Phys. Can't get a prayer out of nowhere. You kind of just have to use the singular targeted debuff removal or like ailment removal, more specifically kind of stuff. Oof, we got a lot of turns, but they didn't really do too much, honestly. So yeah, they only hit one of our people, though it's a very important piece to have all of my people up. Then Templar Dragon combo with Concentrate looks pretty good. We still have room to attack, which is kind of nice. Although we don't get that for sure hit on the 5th hit for Mjolnir, which kind of sucks. Now everybody's like almost dead, so not that bad. Yeah, this turn order works really well, especially because Ananta just in between my units, which is lucky for me. It just doesn't work for everybody, honestly. And look, Ananta's doing nothing again. Let's use Recarmdra. Oh, we can't. Oh, you're worthless. Stupid snack. Sometimes I wish you could do something. This is why you might want debuffs on your Ananta. For offense, at least.